What's up, y'all? What's poppin'? What's cracking? It's D. About to react to this vid by Tommy NFG. It's titled "The Predator Invasion of 2024." Ain't that the truth? There have been so many PDF files that have been exposed this year. I have lost count, and we're only in August. Who knows what's gonna happen the rest of the year? Sick, sad situation, but let's hear what he has to say. Let's watch.
Man, oh man, 2024 has been such a turbulent year, hasn't it? Rages collapsing all over the place, rap beef spanning generations finally taking place, presidents almost getting shot. Oh,
all I know is we better get a Kendrick album this year. If we don't, I'm gonna feel cheated. Honestly, truly.
A lot of predators, like
a lot.
Omar. Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, and just like a domino effect, all types of people started getting exposed left and right. I feel like we could start a whole betting website now on who's getting exposed next. So I want to go through a little timeline of the year, starting off with the kingpin of weirdos. Now, instead of calling him his name because YouTube doesn't like me saying it, we'll just refer to him as Pinto Bean. Now, Pinto Bean's crimes date way back before this year, but only now this year are being highlighted because the criminal case ongoing. Which still confuses me because how the f is this case still ongoing? Like, they've got the list, flight logs, everybody who was around this man. There's no reason this case should still be ongoing. Like, is there anyone who still believes he didn't do it? But luckily in January 2024, we were seeing some hope as over 1,000 pages of court records came out. And we actually heard official names being exposed. People like Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew getting exposed for being on the island. Wow. Shocker. Who would have ever thought this was possible? It's not like there was hundreds of pics of them together. The most surprising to me, though, was Stephen.
Oh, yeah, I react to this.
Like, I don't think anybody imagined that. I don't even want to imagine what type of freak he was into. Rumors on the street was he was into midgets and stuff. True or not, I really don't know. But I wouldn't put him past him. Being in his state for that long probably puts some numbers on him. And when the info first started coming out, everyone was hyped to see when the next drop was. Who was getting exposed and which freak celebrity was going to get taken down this time. They were hyping it all up saying, just you wait, in a month we're gonna drop these files and y'all gonna be shocked. Then a month passed by. We ran into some errors. Next month though, it's definitely coming out. Then another month passed by. So what happened is we got some of the files mixed up. It's definitely coming out next month, and the files never came out and everyone completely forgot. I can't be the only one thinking it's insane how everyone completely forgot about this and the list never came out. All I know is someone's getting paid off and someone's getting paid off good. Some people think a list already came out, and one did apparently with the flight logs and some
Leonardo, of course he on there.
The official one hasn't come out linking certain celebrities with certain crimes. Someone who can't pay people off to keep them silent though is Now, if you were on the internet in February 2024, I don't know why I'm saying that, acting like, you know, you just found out about the internet recently. You probably heard about this story from this streamer on Kick. Now, what's Kick, you may ask, my innocent child? A wonderful, family-friendly, positive platform you can watch streamers teach amazing lessons about life, like stranger danger and how to not get kidnapped, teaching you how to be polite around strangers, and a loving platform that welcomes the family. Hey, Kick, if you're still handing out those,
that's all like, you know,
slide me one for a moment. A YouTuber named Something About Chickens released a video talking about a Kick streamer named Riot LOL, exposing him for being a complete predator in the most degenerate way possible. Like, if Pinto Bean was still alive, he'd probably recruit him on his team to use his tactics on minors. First off, this was really fishing on Omegle out of all places. I swear, before predators would try their best to hide their face and make sure no one in public saw them, I remember on To Catch a Predator, the only time they would see the actual person is when they met in person, and that's when Chris Hansen would swoop in. But nowadays, they don't even give a f anymore. Even if he wasn't doing this on a stream, he always had the chance to be recorded randomly by someone on Omegle. But he would go on Omegle and try to rizz up these girls, then when they said their age, he would convince them to say it's higher just so he doesn't look like a weirdo. This is the dumbest ever. Like, everyone on your stream already saw her say she's underage, bro. I genuinely think this was his way of PR training, and he would be good with the public by doing that. But even if these girls weren't underage, he's still a weirdo because he would record them without their consent, then post it in his Discord. And you would have to be his Kick sub to see the videos. He's lucky his ass hasn't gotten arrested. By definition, that is literally distributing and selling CP. And by the look at you, Riot, and the way they treat predators in jail, you will be decimated in the first day. And the crazy thing is, he had a girlfriend through all of his streaming career. And when asked about it, she said she didn't give a f about what he was doing. Like, this might be the reincarnation of Pinto Bean and Jelaine Maxwell. Which goes to show you, all it takes is
Pick
one
me
dumb
ass
and his
bitch.
queen at his side.
Who are these
Now, if you
people?
don't know Too Mad, you can classify his content as a band kick stream. I watched a couple of Too Mad videos when he was blowing up, but wasn't like a mega fan of him. I just remember hearing people say he was going off the deep end every day and spiraling out of control. I don't know how he let that happen when all he needed to do was make like one video a month and get millions of views. First, he got exposed for being a stalker and basically mentally abusing the girl he was interested in. This man was so obsessed, he had 6 burner phones texting her at one time. I'll never understand how dudes get this obsessed. I got too much things to worry about over texting someone this much just for them to maybe upset me back. Then he started going on an insane Twitter schizo run, tweeting every hour and every controversy he was having. And the Predator stuff comes from when he posted a trans girl on his Twitter saying that was his girlfriend, who was murdered by 2 people. I have no clue what went on in this man's mind. Then he said he thought the person was sexy and that's why he posted it. And there's also allegations of him sending inappropriate messages with minors, and his response genuinely might be worse than the guitar, because all he said was, "I made it." Like, buddy, your whole career's on the line, and this is your response.
Oh, Miss Playback. Agent, why you kill that fucking podcast? People told me, the streets told me what you did. I liked arguing with y'all. It was a one-sided argument. Y'all wasn't watching me. But I liked talking shit about y'all opinions, and now it's gone.
PR teams like they have for celebrities. And it kind of sucks that we can't confirm if it was true or not and if he was a weirdo, because, I mean, buddy got packed.
Oh, yes.
Dan Schneider, known for basically creating everyone's favorite childhood shows, who also got exposed like years ago. I remember hearing first about this weird stuff in like 2018. But in 2024, the Quiet on Set documentary released where the whole public got to hear how sick he was. Honestly, after hearing this whole documentary, I could never see me ever sending my child to a kid's entertainment network. But people let this go on for way too long with this stuff. Like, after the first couple foot things, why did no one step in and say something? Dan Schneider was so powerful, he had the Nick logo as a foot. They try to say it's not because of him, but who are they tricking? The person I feel most bad for is Ariana Grande. Like, if you look at things they made her do, they didn't even try to hide they was making it sexual. And the way everyone cowered in fear when he was near them is so uneasy to look at. I don't know how you don't feel sick with yourself making people feel like that. Then he tried to release this half-ass apology that nobody believed. Does he really think he can make a recovery from this? Buddy, you're cooked already. You made your money, just pack it up. Go live on a beach somewhere secluded from humanity with your missus. T. Nichols is a former C-list streamer that got big for posting on TikTok, and his main content was reacting to his viewers sending stuff in creative and funny ways. And I would add more, but like that was literally his only content. He got exposed for grooming one of his Discord mods, and these messages are actually like atrocious to look at. And she stated she was underage not once, not twice, but 3 times. How do you get caught 3 times? I didn't even know that was possible. And then he was also saying weird stuff, like if she was dead, he'd still get into the cheeks. Insane sentence I'm reading out, but it's a real message that somebody sent in this world. And then also saying he would force his way in her coochie. I don't know what type of crazy or kinky play this is supposed to be, but you could just tell when it has never talked to a girl. And his response to the allegations was like making a slideshow. Okay, this shouldn't be.
See, when I be saying people's face ain't right and I don't like their face, there's validity to that, because I don't like any of these people's faces.
Funny as it is, but I don't know why it's so funny that he made a slideshow to admit he sexted a minor.
Wrap this up. I'm tired of hearing about Diddy.
Whatever you want to call it. Just like Dan Schneider, everyone knew P. Diddy was a weirdo for the longest. You always saw videos of him hugging up on dudes awkwardly. People really just thought he was zesty at first and 100% closeted, but not a predator. When the FBI raid happened this year, I think that's when the whole public started to find out. People should have been suspected something when he first started dating his ex-wife. Like, he was 37 and she was 19. Any more of an age gap, they might as well better fault. She filed a lawsuit against him in November 2023 on everything, and it was settled in a day. Totally not suspicious or distrustful. I 100% trust the results of this lawsuit. But that's when we also found out Meek Mill was in it, and instead of denying it, he went on a whole rant on Twitter saying he's better than people and trying to beef with other people. Like, it's okay, Meek. We know the diddler got to. The people who aren't talked about the most, though, is Usher and Justin Bieber. I feel like we really should. Like, they were actual children when the diddler got to them. You can't do anything about that. Meek was a grown-ass, so I can't really feel bad. But then another lawsuit came out of his former producer who said he hosts sex parties with underage girls. And this lawsuit is still ongoing, but after seeing what he's done in the past in 4K, it's the most believable thing ever. No one's not believing he ain't do it. Now, once again, just like the others with Dre, damn near everyone knew what he was up to. Like, I remember I was younger seeing him hang out with Billy Bobby Brown, who was my age, and thinking, what the fuck? I can't emphasize enough how much of a star Drake was seen as before getting destroyed by Kendrick. This man had every single girl in the world in his DMs. He was dating Rihanna, he was dating SZA, and out of all these girls,
I don't look at the views on that video.
He decides to take the 13-year-old.
When I post up, I do not go back and look and see how it's doing. I post too many videos to keep up.
When she's literally on camera saying they went to dinner together. I think people just swept it under the rug because he was making good music for so long. Then for all the dogs came out and it was so ass that everyone changed their minds. Drake should have took the punch to the chin and let people forget about Kendrick first dissing him, because now the whole world is dancing to a song calling him a predator. Like, I don't think the retaliation was worth it.
Oh, got 150,000 views, period.
For the longest. I never really watched this stuff, but I remember seeing a lot of memes of him when he was really big. And you could say he had it all. A successful social media career while being older, a beautiful wife and kids. Well, actually, he cheated on his wife, so maybe not that. All while being able to sit down and make money while playing games. Then he wanted to touch a kid. Like, this one was definitely the least predictable out of them all. He was exposed by a former Twitch employee on a mysterious reason.
Oh, but it's called Surviving Drake if you haven't watched it.
A minor inappropriately in 2017. And I don't know why they kept this silent for so long. I feel like Twitch didn't want to look weird because having your star streamer that you promoted being outed as a predator is probably a bad look, right? You would think having a family and kids would make you think twice of doing something like that, but some brains is just disgustingly wired like this. And out of all message platforms to be caught on, Twitch Whispers? All I get in my Twitch Whispers is people telling me to end it. I'm surprised someone his age even knows how to use Twitch Whispers. I don't think he would still be on Facebook. Someone who weirdly defended him though, which is next is... I swear, the only time I hear Sneeko in a headline is either him getting embarrassed by somebody or him saying he's an absolute dope. And for the longest, he was known as the guy who dick rode Andrew Tate to his fall off. But he's kind of been making a comeback by arguing the age of consent.
Oh, yes.
Man, I knew Rumble paid bad, but damn, them Rumble checks must not be good. I seriously don't know how worse it could get for Sneeko, but I don't think there's any more he could go down. His argument for age of consent is that it should be at the age when a person fully finishes puberty, which can be as early as 14 for girls and as early as 16.
Not as early as brother. There have been cases of women getting their period. Like I said, my cousin got hers when she was 12. So you talking about as early as I've witnessed. Well, I know personally someone who had their period at 12. But I've also heard stories of like 9-year-olds getting pregnant because they had their period. And somebody left a comment and they said that the earliest case of someone having a baby, or the youngest person to ever have a baby, was like 5. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't look into it, but there are some cases where girls have their period very, very young. So that's what makes his argument so idiotic.
For boys, I feel like Sneeko just argues for scenarios he never has to deal with. Like if Sneeko had a daughter who was fully matured by 14 and a dude that's 30 came up asking for his permission to marry her, I just know that would crash out. All this arguing he's doing online is going away in a second. And he even went to debate Critical about this, which was a terrible debate on both their ends. Cody Co was a big YouTuber known for his commentary through almost a decade on YouTube. He got exposed by Tana Mojo, who allegedly says he slept with her when she was 17. And at this point, it's not alleged because he basically admitted it. I scratched earlier what I said about Dr. Disrespect being unpredictable because this was definitely unpredictable. Cody always seemed like that dude in his own lane that got along with everyone in the digital realm. Everyone loved him and Noel's reactions because it was just so unique. The worst part I can't find. I don't know if that's true. People just be making shit up, so that nigga might have been lying. Who knows? But it says that a girl's first period can start as early as 8, but most girls get their period between 10 and 15. Yeah, I was 13. But yeah, that's the typical age range, 10 to 15. But 8. So Sneeko thinks that whenever you have your period, you're basically a woman and you can marry somebody. So he thinks an 8-year-old who had her period can get married to a grown man. He's fucking disgusting, bro. He has a whole kid now. Sometimes we gotta be more thankful for who raised us, because I couldn't imagine growing up and realizing what daddy did in his past. We're gonna see a lot of future f***ed up household dynamics. He, she, they, I don't care, whatever you want to call bro, Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast team, formerly a crew member and was always the unfunniest to me, to be honest, was caught sending inappropriate messages to a 13-year-old and was also linked with Shadman, who's a person I did not know before the drama, and I could have gone my whole life without knowing who this person was. Shadman is an internet artist, if you don't know, who has drawn CP multiple times. Not cheese pizza, not con points, that very much illegal thing, including of Keemstar's daughter. And I guess people in the past didn't care for some reason that he was doing this. Like, this wasn't some low-key bro was literally known on the internet for drawing lolly and CP. Any YouTuber who's ever linked with this man needs their hard drives researched by the FBI. You can't even say he kept it hidden and the YouTubers didn't know, because that was his whole career online. And of course, none other than Tyson was associated with him and had a picture of one of his drawings on his wall. It's one thing being associated with bro.
What was a CP picture?
Portrait of the art means you went out your way by
or was it a different?
To buy the art and hang it like a centerpiece. And after this, Chris got booted from the Mr. Beast team. Good riddance. Tyson, known as the biggest and smallest streamer at the same time in the world right now, has always had his go-to cameraman at his side, which is Chris. And you know what I'm noticing? This is not a good year to be named Chris. Not a good year for Chris's. Anyways, this cameraman was caught messaging a minor, and these messages are rough. Like, I don't know how dudes can sex like this and act like this in messages and go on about their day normally while having all the message history out in the open. Ty then came on.
Even if we're in a relationship, like, I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down. Like, you doing too much. Like, I don't know. Like, those are very, very graphic. Like, I would be like, all right, you good? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a bit much. But maybe because at my big age, I don't want to sex you. Like, certain suggestive messages, sure, but like, why am I putting all this energy into these very descriptive, graphic, fucking, like, I don't see the point in that. But you know, maybe it's a thing for people. I don't know, whatever.
Confirm that it was.
But obviously, for his particular case, horrible, terrible. He's a pedo. But I'm just speaking in general terms. If you're in a relationship, I just feel like, I mean, I guess whatever. Different strokes for different folks.
It's true, talking about how he cut ties with him, and I do feel bad for Kai. Like, no matter what drama I see surrounding Kai, even if it isn't him directly, people pull up the pitchforks and start witch-hunting him like he did the prime himself. And I've seen some people arguing, saying the age of consent is 17 in New York, but clearly they both thought it was wrong, because he was shocked when he heard her actual age and kept going. And even thinking of it, do y'all know who he works for? Tyson. This man has thousands of grown bad on standby in his DMs, and he goes for the one girl still in high school. So yeah, that's about the collection of weirdos we've got so far.
I'm tired of people bringing up the age of consent when these discussions are had also. You're just looking for a loophole, you disgusting, pedo, heinous creature. That's all you're doing, because who gives a fuck? This law is so flawed. I feel like in the future, we might experience the age of consent being raised, like globally, because it's so twisted. In other countries, it's like, oh, it's 14 and it's 15. That doesn't make it right. If you have to keep referring to that, then you're just looking for it to be made okay for you to be nasty. If you wouldn't want your teenage daughter fucking a grown-ass man, or your little sister or little cousin or whatever, then you shouldn't be okay with anybody else doing it. And you shouldn't be okay with you doing it either. You're nasty, nasty, nasty. Anyway, yeah, all these pedos have been getting exposed this year. I'm sure more are going to get exposed throughout the rest of 2024. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!